What's happening, fam? L.A.R. movement still moving. The book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. At Amazon, Kindle, and Create Space. A link will be in the description box below as usual. This video is entitled Nurturing Your Negative Qualities. You know, some of us don't take into consideration we're not nurturing the best parts of us, but we're nurturing the worst parts of us. Or we're looking for the most negative parts of us to be nurtured. I guess in some ways, looking for somebody to come along and turn your negative quality into a positive. And in some ways, you know, you want to reverse that insecurity, but your squeaky wheel is getting the grease. Not thinking about it that, you know, if you just get a new wheel, you ain't gonna have a squeaky wheel. And I think a lot of times we may use other people to come along and nurture our negative qualities so we can blame other people for us actually being committed to negativity. And I say that because I think about certain things, you know. I think about things a lot. And I observe and I look at my own life and I look at people around me and I look at just people in general. And even sometimes I look online and see how, you know, how people do things. And I realized that I was talking to a good friend of mine a couple of days ago. And she was like, you know, sometimes you turn into a homebody. And I was like, yeah, because when I go out, I don't want to be around unhappy people. And she's like, yeah, I do see a lot of people not really happy. I'm like, yeah, I don't feel like being around all that negativity. You know, that's just my thing. But the thing about it is, I realized that some people don't take into consideration that with that law of attraction. The law of attraction, you know, you attract what you are. And me being me, I look at it the same way, but I also look at it the same way, but with a twist. It's like you attract what you are and what you're looking for, but you realize if you're looking for positivity, you're looking to attract positivity, and you're looking for a certain type of energy. And if you're looking for negativity, you're, you know, looking for a certain type of negativity and you're looking to attract that. And a lot of us don't want to admit that some of our negative experiences come from the fact that we were actually looking for negative people. We were looking for negativity and we found it in the form of a person. And I realized that because it's not just about dating the opposite sex. It's about self-improvement. And, you know, I remember being challenged by people who challenged me to be a better person. And the decision wasn't whether I would run from them because they were challenging me. The decision was more so, do I want to be a better person? And if I wanted to be a better person, I accepted the challenge. And I became a better person. And it worked out in my favor, in my benefit, and I appreciated that person for taking the time to actually challenge me, and them to not accept mediocrity or excuses or procrastination. You know, they didn't accept it from me, thus I didn't accept it from myself, and they didn't nurture me out of negativity. They expected positivity from me, and they wouldn't allow me to bring negativity to them. And I realized I've seen people fight that. And I realized when I was younger, I fought that. Because you know, I'm just fine. I'm fine the way I am. But sometimes you can't see you're not. You're just comfortable the way you are. But if you're complaining about the outcome, you're really not fine with who you are. And it's weird because taking into consideration that you can see it, because if somebody takes that step to be a better person or more positive person, if you want your negativity nurtured, you're gonna be somewhat of a hater to the person who's taking a more positive path. And why can't they be for me? Because you don't want to be more positive. You don't want to improve. You don't want to be better. You can't see you as better than your negativity. And another aspect of it is, like I said in the beginning, like the squeaky wheel gets the grease. You know, a lot of times you work on your weaknesses, but see, negativity isn't a weakness, but people approach it like it's a weakness. And what I mean by that is, when you're weak in something, you work on it until you make it a strength. And if you have a strength in something, you maintain that strength and slowly build it, because sometimes it's hard to build on a strength. If it's already a strength, you just have to actually maintain it, because you might lose it if you don't keep working at it. So you keep your strong points high, and then you raise your weak points up. But with negativity, it's different, because if you try to turn your negativity into positivity, you lose focus on your good qualities. You kind of turn a blind eye to the positive things about yourself, and what winds up happening is you really all in and focused into your negativity. So your squeaky wheel is getting the grease, but you're letting your other three wheels go flat. So even if you fix that squeaky wheel, now you got 3 flat tires. And instead of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna change this out and put something there new. And we don't think about this. And sometimes, you know, that's why I say sometimes we use people as a proxy, because we don't want to take responsibility for our own negativity. So kind of like a player can see a woman's low self-esteem and exploit it, but she can't admit that she's putting herself out into the world as somebody with low self-esteem, because she wants somebody, instead of to exploit her, to build her up. It's the same, and you can reverse that the same way a gold digger can spot the insecurity in a sugar daddy, and she wants to exploit, giving him his fake, like she's giving him his confidence for money. But that sugar daddy, well, not necessarily sugar daddy sometimes, but I'm just using it as a reference. But you won't blame yourself for putting yourself out there, like you'll pay for everything. You get what I'm saying? You know, you blame the gold digger for taking your money, but you won't blame yourself for being a super flashy guy to attract the gold diggers, because you wanted them to know that you got it. And just like the chick who's out there, you want to put yourself out there as a sex object, but you want to get mad at the guy because you want him to approach you like you're an angel, but that's not how you presented yourself. You wanted somebody to meet you at your negativity and nurture your negativity. And to me, it's a difference in the aspect of, I get we all have issues, and you want people to love you through your issues. But some of us don't realize, or don't want to realize, or just don't want to admit that we're in love with our issues. We're in love with our negativity. And the other person is just a side piece to your negativity, because you can't let it go. And the reason I say that is because you know the energy you meet when you meet a person who you know, I would say, has it more together than you, and you kind of feel insecure, like I can't get in their space or their energy because, you know, I just ain't on that level. That's because you know you can't bring your BS in that direction, because they're not with it, you know. And at the same time, you also know that their routine of self-improvement may challenge your victim mentality or your negative mentality or your pessimistic mentality. And for some odd reason, you don't want to let it go. You just don't want to let it go. And a lot of times, I think we waste a lot of time nurturing our negativity to the point that a lot of times people look back at their lives, whether it be success or failure in life or love, as a situation where you spent a lot of your time nurturing the wrong thing. And you come to that realization at a point where you might not have the mental capacity or energy to turn yourself around. And you might want to give up, because what a lot of people run from is self-improvement and the work it takes to self-improve, because that you have to sit back and reflect on who you are, where you stand, and what it takes to be where you want to be. And instead of saying, okay, I'm gonna nurture my positive qualities by bettering myself to the point that my negativity doesn't exist. I'm gonna focus on my positivity to the point that my negativity doesn't exist. We don't want to do that, because if you're positive, if you want to be a healthy person, and a better person, you're gonna focus on treating yourself better, eating better, living better lifestyle, and as in a weight reference, right? And you do that, and your body issues or weight issues will fall in line, but you're not necessarily focusing on them. You're focusing on, I just want to be better. And what winds up happening is when you focus on being better, you become better as a result, instead of that being, I want to look better so I can be the best negative looking motherfucker I could be. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cuss, but I was trying not to. But, I think sometimes we have to take that into consideration, because sometimes the energy we putting out into the world can either be empowering or dangerous. And we have to take responsibility of what we want nurtured in us in general. So I'm out, man. Peace.